Welcome everybody back to the channel. I'm super pumped to announce that this is the first ever official video from the long awaited Apprentice Adventurers, me, very own man cave. My own space is finally here. I've been promising this to myself for a long time. Everything you see I've done myself. I've built this bench myself, but more importantly, I have got room to move. I can even lay on this bench if I wanted to. It's 2.4 meters wide, and I'm just so happy to announce my official man cave. It's super exciting. But this video is going to be more of an introduction video, what the space looks like, what I can and can't do. But before we get into it, I want to announce that this bench top is on wheels. I put it on wheels, and it can be in 3 different formats. It can be as it is right now, and 2 other methods, but I want you as the viewers to please reach out via the comments. Tell me which format you like the best, so I know that it looks good behind me and whatnot. I do have to do better lighting. Granted, that is something that is still outstanding, which I will get to because the lights in here are terrible, but I was just too excited to make this video. So this is format number 1 on an angle, looking back on a bit of everything. So format number 1, let me know if you like this one. They can also be in format number 2, which is, so this is format number 2. I don't even know why I'm using the word format because the correct terminology should be layout number 2. This one shows more of my tools and all my spare parts for Sally, and I've got bits of engine, and I've got more engine up there and whatnot, but this is layout number 2, but it can also look like this. And this is layout number 3, which shows a lot more of my little shelf here, which I'll talk about in a second. But as I said, please in the comments let me know which layout you like the best, 1, 2 or 3. Once the lighting is improved, all layouts will look much better, no doubt. But this is going to be a nice area for me to produce some videos, get information out there to you guys. So very keen to see what you think. But before I move on to everything that's on my bench and the things that are behind me, let's go back to a few months ago. I had to have a little laugh at myself, but I was filming in here when there was actually not much going on, trying to talk through what I wanted the area to look like, and let's see how accurate I was in my pen to paper, so to speak, and to what it looks like now. Let's go. So here I am in my future man cave, super pumped about this area. I've never been able to do this in any garage I've ever owned, and I can pretty much dance in here if I needed to. I have got the GoPro on wide lens just to try to capture everything while I walk around, so sorry if it looks a bit distorted. My lighting's terrible at the moment, but I thought I'd film this because what I'm thinking right now may not transpire to be the final product, so I'd be just as keen as you guys to see if my thoughts do become reality or if it completely changes to what I'm talking about right now. However, Sally, 7 weeks, haven't ridden her. I've just dropped the suspension in the bike. I'm waiting on a mirror and a battery, and no doubt there'll be a fair few videos of me doing some rides before this actual video transpires and goes up onto YouTube, but super happy to throw a leg over and ride her very shortly. But my area, what I'm thinking of doing is at this point in time is having a shelf along here with all my little trinkets. I've got my dog in there, get out of here mate. All my little trinkets, even things like this. My dad made this little seat in 1971, still going strong. I still use it today, but I'm pretty keen to be able to put that on display with a couple other things. But thinking of having a shelf right here, and then having my logo and a few cool photos and memories up on the wall, maybe a few sponsorship photos or something, I'm not sure yet. And then this bike won't be here, that'll be over there, but I'm thinking of having a big rectangle workspace bench, freestanding, which I'll build, where I can walk all the way around it, because I've got in a box back there, I've got grinders, belt sanders, I've got a vise. I want to have all that on the corners, but then I can just turn, get all my tools, I can work. If I'm working on the bike, I can have all my tools from here, and in my bike shelving system, I can work on it. I've got my drop saw and I've got my drill press here. I can work on this area as well. So perhaps I have a long, like 2 meter long bench, and or I could have maybe like a L-shaped bench where I can still work along this area, but I can also be standing and have multiple workspaces here. I'm not too sure yet. I don't want to balls it up. And then with the idea that I can do a lot more videos in this area where I can sit on my workbench, have a pretty cool backdrop that I'll develop over the years with all my stuff and on the shelf and all my photos, and I can talk about motorbike related stuff, have a proper lighting setup and whatnot. So as you just saw, here is the finished product, but it's pretty close to my original ideas for the area, which I'm really chuffed about. But my mega size bench, it's 2.4 by 900. Under here, there's room for 2 people to sit if they want and have their legs under the bench. I do have a belt sander and a vice there. Originally, I had a few other items here, like a grinder and whatnot, but I decided to have a bit of a work area there, and all this can be free for me to have engine parts or tyres or whatever I'm doing here, and I've got a lot of room to move. But you also may have noticed the 3 logos down here, but because my workbench is so awesome, I'm just going to walk around it because I can and talk about these. I always thought it was pretty important to have my own logo on my own workbench, so I've loved this picture from day one. I can't believe it turned out as good as it did. But the Apprentice Adventurer. Up here is one of my dad's old shed signs. Obviously he passed away, but Pa shed, so I wanted to have that hanging up there. And for my channel, which is a massive win and more importantly a big achievement for myself, because I never thought this channel would turn out to be to be anything, to be honest. But I thought it was important to have my first 2 official sponsors who came on board recently to permanently sponsor the channel. Motorcycle Tyre Warehouse, they have now got a permanent spot on my workbench. Well, unless they tell me they don't want to support me anymore. And then I've also got Explore Oz, and in particular the Explore Oz Traveller app. But those guys have also got a permanent spot on my workbench until they decide to move on. But for me, and more importantly for my channel, they're up there because Australian owned and Australian operated, and they're doing things that directly impacts my bike and the adventure riding scene, so why wouldn't I have them on board? But what I would like to do now is do a bit of a close-up of all my surrounds and the reasons behind certain things, show all my 2-wheeled vehicles over here, and then we'll probably wrap up the video. So the shelf that you can see here is in my opinion the most important part of my man cave, because if you've seen my old videos, you'll know I'm very fond of my father who passed away 7 years ago. And all this stuff here is effectively his possessions, well 99% of it. And it's been stored away for 9 years, and I'm so pumped to be able to have it out here on display for my own purposes, really. My 2 children who have never met their grandfather, they can come out here and I can point some things out. My son's always trying to get a hold of these old toys, but no such luck. But you know, it's so cool for me to be able to have some modern things on display. Like here's a little wannabe Sally, a replica, even though it's called a KLK. That's actually my son's toy. But all these toys, these are things that my father had when he was a kid, and they're still going strong. That train up there weighs more than 1 kilo, and it's really pretty expensive, I believe, but I've just got that on display. And then it goes into some old tools that I came across. I don't even know what that thing is, but I've got it there anyway. This book is a tool book, and it's got written on the 10th of December 1898, and I did find an 1800 date in the book, but I believe it's a 1922 edition. But regardless, I've opened that book. It is so old. I can't believe I've got it. I've got things like an old hand drill, another hand drill, an old plane, a set of scales that still works today. So I just think it's so cool. And then when my father passed away, I've got a couple of poems up there. Then I've got this mad puzzle that my wife put together of all my adventures. I mean, Sally's been everywhere. She's still going strong, although she's only got black plastics at the moment. That's all about the yellow plastics, but my wife made that for me, so that's awesome. And this is really my only photo of my mum, dad, and me as an adult that I can remember of. So I've got that on display. But yeah, it's just awesome to have. So that's pretty much a shrine for my father. I even found this, a set of scales in his kit, and I actually now use them right now to weigh all my bags when I want to know, because it still works, so that's pretty cool. But now for the business end of the man cave are all my 2-wheeled vehicles, my family's 2-wheeled vehicles. Sally, she loves being parked here. She's got so much room to breathe and move, so very excited to have her parked there. Then goes to my inherited Zondap 1963 moped, grandfather to father, then to me. I've got my dual suspension Murph off-road scooter. I've got a few of my kids' bikes. I've then got my mountain bike, which I don't really ride that much anymore because I've ruined my ankle with crashes. But I hope you enjoyed the tour, but more importantly, in the comments, let me know which layout you like. In the comments, let me know that the lighting sucks because I'm well aware of it. And more importantly, this area allows me to make a lot more videos if the, I guess the moment presents itself. So also in the comments, let me know if there are any topics you want me to talk about. And if there's, I hope this doesn't backfire on me, but if there's an overwhelming response on certain aspects, like maybe adventure riding itself, maybe the DRZ, maybe a tire, I don't know what it is. If I get a good response, it'll give me a reason to come out here and start making some more videos. But enough waffling from me, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. No doubt you'll start seeing some more videos coming from the Apprentice Adventurer headquarters. I like the sounds of that. But until next time, I'll catch you on the next video.